Just for this, just for this. All right, you're live. Go ahead.
So we are live. I am so excited. I'm Tara Carter from the Fort Lauderdale, South Florida area, and I am a lab coat agent moderator, and I have the pleasure of interviewing another lab coat agent moderator who's also...
We're really supporting lab coat today.
Okay, I love that. And let me tell you, this girl's energy, I saw you do a talk in, where was it? Detroit. And you crushed that stage. Crushed it. And I was like, oh, I like her. So tell us your name, tell us where you're from so everybody could get to know you a little bit more.
Well, if you can see down there, it should say I am Cheri Benjamin. If you speak French, you can call me Cheri. That's perfectly fine. Just don't call me Cheri. And I live in Las Vegas. I own a brokerage that is in Atlanta. So I don't know. I hate talking about myself. I will tell you this is a little uncomfortable for me because I feel like
you're good.
People that don't like to brag or anything. So I'm like, okay.
Well, I'm gonna set the timer, and we're gonna go through. It's like speed dating, but like not. Does that make sense? Set timer for 10 minutes. All right, girl. Let me ask you. So through all of this new normal, right? It's a fascinating new world. How have you stayed motivated and positive?
Boy, let's see. I mean, for me, I have it where my kids are all here, right? So I've got the boys here. I've got 5 of them. This is where the thing is at. Yeah, 5. I got 5 on it. I got 5 boys, you know. And I have been so super focused on building and growth and everything that I think a couple of people might not relate, but then others will, that COVID helped me zone in. COVID eliminated a lot of distractions that were out there for me, that it really helped me lock in and focus. So motivation, I mean, I'm up early. My first meeting via Zoom starts at 6 a.m. Welcome to my life. Beautiful, right? So it starts at 6 a.m. And I mean, and look at what time it is for me right now. It's a little after 5 my time. So it's like, it's hitting it nonstop, but you got to do it.
You got to do it. So has there been one particular person that you would say has been the most inspirational to you throughout all the trainings that we've had to do, all the Zoom webinars, besides lab coat agents, because hello, lab coats is the best. Is there been like one particular person that has been like the biggest inspiration for you?
I would say I love girl power. So I'm really bad.
Hey.
But a good friend of both of ours, and I think you know her, Carrie Schul. Now, Mama has popped out babies after babies and is pregnant and is doing something very similar. We talked back when we were in Napa, I think it's been a year now. And she was talking about having another baby, even though she had a little one that was there, and how big her business is, and the fact that she wanted to move from Arlington down to Florida, and that's a big thing. And I live in Vegas, and my business is in Atlanta, you know, so it was a big thing. So we had a lot of conversations about that, and girlfriend's doing it, and her team is still growing, and her team is still producing, and she's even decided she wanted to have another baby. So yeah, talking to her a little bit. Yeah, I mean, we all keep a pretty tight knit circle. You know, we all have kind of each other's back, which is fantastic, which I love about our LCA community.
Yeah,
each other. So yeah, I would say that that's probably been my girl. That's like, all right, this woman's doing it and she's pregnant.
So let me ask you, so for the other moms that are out there, or parents or fathers or whatnot, that are intending because there's no such thing as intending to crush their business and are juggling virtual school or the new normal for school, do you have any advice for them to run a successful business and manage the kids?
Yeah. I was homeschooling last year. So I was already homeschooling, so COVID didn't really change too much. We're back in school already. My son started back last week. My 4-year-old does mom preschool, so I do the preschool for him. And a lot of people are like, I don't understand how you juggle all that stuff. But
how do you juggle that? Do you have a time frame of when you do that in the morning and the afternoons?
In the afternoon, because remember, I predominantly work at East Coast calendar, so I'm very blessed that I can shut things down around 2-ish. That's 5 o'clock East Coast time, and now I can shift and focus on my 4-year-old. My 7th grader is used to this. So he's been doing this. And the great thing about Nevada is that while he's homeschooled, it's still instructor led. And so my husband helps a lot with making sure he stays on track and stays on task. And I mean, you've heard me talk. I always tell people it's not very easy to be my kid, because I don't believe in excuses and I don't believe in not getting your crap done that you're supposed to get done. So he's got to kind of be able to have that mindset, which he does. And I'm super proud of him for doing that. But for me, it's about having a schedule, sticking to it. It either fits or it doesn't. Another one of my friends and mentors and who I adore is Sharon Srivastava, and he talks about like leaving, checking out your calendar, looking at everything the night before, writing down the things that you need to accomplish the next day, and starting off your day with those 3 things that are very important and making sure it fits in your schedule. And that little white space that's in your schedule, make sure you put that in there so that those things are done. That way you feel like you won the day. Because
you gotta have a white space.
Yeah, it's that we all know about white space, but you gotta put it in there, so that you feel like you are accomplishing things every single day. And I think what happens is a lot of people get so bogged down with they have to see these big things, and they forget that there's a process to everything. They forget that there's growth. They forget that if you start celebrating each little win on your building blocks, you create momentum that just pushes you and propels you forward. And people get so caught up in, let me just go for the big win every single time. And they forget all the steps along the way that really build your solid foundation and it builds that momentum. They forget it.
I love that. So would you say the first step to the ones that maybe don't have a husband at home, or maybe their kids maybe aren't as structured, if they had to get started, what advice would you have for them to build that baby foundation in order to build yourself up higher?
Well, okay, so you don't have that at home, but yet you got kiddos at home and you're trying to be teacher plus mom. Plus is that what you're speaking of?
I know there's a lot of that.
Yeah, you're wearing different hats. One, you have to be scheduled. You gotta be scheduled. And I don't want you to think of being scheduled as being like, nails going down a chalkboard, because a lot of agents love the fact of being here, being there, and they don't want to necessarily fit into a box. But you have to treat this like a business. You got to understand that this is your business. You are the CEO of your business. You have to treat it as such, right? Same thing when it comes down to how you're structuring things with your children. Children thrive on structure. So what time is it that we're getting up? We're getting up at the same time. We're starting breakfast at the same time. We're starting our sessions and our work at the same time. Mom is doing this too. When they need my attention, I'm probably doing a little bit more work that doesn't require me to be on the phone, okay? And you have to be comfortable with saying that call can wait. I can call that person back, because agents don't do that, but then they're not quite operating it like a business like they should. I call my doctor's office. I don't get him right away. I get somebody else.
Yeah, of course.
Sometimes you might have to leave a message. Now you call the people back, but sometimes it's okay. And I think we just have to give ourselves the permission. And there's one thing that I talked about this past week on our office meeting, was that I was in the Chick-fil-A line. I'm sorry, I'm just going to go down this and tell you the story. So I was in this. You have the app.
And I always want it on Sundays.
I know. So I was in the Chick-fil-A line, and I pull in, and I'm in the line where the gal is training. And I'm looking at the other line, and they're like going through, right? I'm like, I need to get back to my desk. I got this meeting that's about to start, all of this stuff. I was just trying to like run and get a chicken biscuit and get back home. That's all I wanted to do. And I'm sitting there, and it was the time frame. This was on Monday. And I was scrolling through Facebook, and I was noticing while I'm sitting there in the drive-thru, I noticed that so many people were complaining about their kids' school stuff not working right. Things aren't starting on time, all of that. And I'm like, you know what? We have to exercise a lot more patience. because we have to exercise 10 times more patience during this time. Everybody is going through an adjustment. It's not just in real estate. It's not just your kids. It's not just the teachers. It's the people who work at the different restaurants. Like, this is a time where I hate the fact that our country is looking a little bit more divided and we should be coming together. And
we'll get there. We'll get there. Baby steps. Patience, right?
But if we have the right patience for each other, and yes, that phone call, they might have to call me back. But think about this. How many people are working from home now? I called America. I know that the girl who was on the phone with me, like every time she hit mute, I knew she was probably yelling at one of those kids in the background, because everybody is doing it right now, right? So exercise that patience there as you're growing your business. Have patience when it comes down to your kids. Have patience with your spouse. Have patience with the other agent. Be the nicest agent on the deal. That helps you get 10 times further than if you want to be nasty nice or anything of that nature. Structure your business out. If you structure your business out, it's you're laying that foundation that you can build your solid house on. If not, it's just going to crumble. And no one wants to work this hard. You didn't come this far and work this hard for something to come and just tear it all down.
I love that. And someone just said, she's speaking the truth. Well, that's what she does. That's why we love her, because that's what Lab Coat Agents is all about too, is speaking the truth. So if it's patience, would you say that is the one thing that you've learned about yourself through this new normal and through this new, I call it a fascinating world? Is that one of the things that you learned about yourself through this?
I think that for me personally, what I did was I've always understood what my purpose was, but I think that during this, it defined it very clearly. And so I was able to start to say no to other things that were not igniting my soul, that I wasn't feeling that fire in my belly when I got up to just go and do it, So being on a Zoom at 6 a.m. and all of that stuff, boom, let's just get up and do it. I'm fine. I love it. Actually love it. I love it.
So the two things that I'm hearing is A, sticking to a schedule, not only for yourself, but also for your family. And then the other thing is having patience, not just for the other real estate agent. Maybe it is with your kids or your significant other, or possibly with the staff just going to Chick-fil-A and getting yourself a biscuit. You just need to have just some patience.
Have it with yourself. Allow yourself the time to grow through this process. This is very new. You have to have the patience with yourself too. So don't just try to rush straight through it. Give yourself the permission to grow through the process.
Give yourself the permission are the key words that you just said. And I love the fact that I just saw the timer and it's coming up in 5 seconds. Give yourself the permission to, one, besides have grace and have gratitude for each day, also have some freaking patience. That was some gold in 10 minutes. I appreciate you, my dear, very much. So if we wanted to send you some referrals, where do we send them to for what areas you serve?
Let's see. You can reach me anytime at Cheri, Cheri, like Cheri. You don't have to put the accent. Cheri.
You gotta have the finger though when you do that.
Right. Cheri at V like Victor, R like Romeo, ATL.com. That's Cheri at VRATL.com. So I love the call out there. I hope everybody uses this to grow the heck out of themselves, their families, their business. Let's just keep on growing up, people.
And have some patience with yourself first. Appreciate you. I will see you soon at an LCA live event, I'm sure.
Yes. Thanks, girl.
Bye.